everybody, welcome back to Chic on the Cheap, the show where I take cheap finds and turn them into great stuff. This week's project is really simple, something that anybody can do. You don't need to know how to sew, you just need to know how to use scissors and glue. And it's a great gift idea or a great home decor piece. Now what you'll need is a frame. You can find really great old frames at thrift stores for really cheap. The one I'm going to use today I found for $4 at Goodwill. You can also find them at antique stores for really great prices too. So find a really cool frame, and what we're going to do is turn this frame into a pin board, something that you can pin notes or bills or pictures. Mine is going to go in my kitchen so I can pin bills on it so I don't forget to pay them. So here is this week's step-by-step. Enjoy! So the first thing you're going to do is to take the glass out of your frame. Just remove the glass, you can use it for something else or recycle it, and then you also want to make sure to keep the backing. We'll use that. Next, use your frame to trace out a cutout from a 1/4 inch piece of foam board. Then use a knife or scissors to cut that out. That's going to be your main pin board. Next, use a piece of thick felt or thin fleece and cut out a large square around your piece of foam board. Then grab your frame, wash off all the dirt and dust, pick out a color of paint, and just paint your frame. I just use an acrylic craft paint to paint mine. When it's all done, it'll look a little bit like this. Then you're going to take that piece of felt and use it to trace a cutting from a piece of material. This will be what we actually see on the pin board. So pick something that you think is pretty, that will match your house, that will also complement the frame. After you've ironed that material and got it as flat as you can, lay out the piece of fleece and smooth out the piece of material on top of it. Then just turn that over, pick up your piece of foam board that you've cut out, and you're going to lay that center on the piece of flannel or fleece that you're using. Next, lay your frame out upside down, place the material, the piece of fleece, and your foam board on top of it and kind of pop it through so that it raises up just a little bit above the frame itself. You can kind of see how that will look here. Next, put that backing back in place and really snug that material and frame back into place. This is what's really going to hold it all together, and it should fit pretty snug. Next, trim back the material and the piece of fleece to about 1/2 inch for the fleece and 1 inch for the material. Then using hot glue or staples, whatever you prefer, just glue down that fleece so that it lays nice and flat. First do the fleece, then go back and glue down the material over the piece of fleece or flannel, and this will just kind of give it a nice clean look on the back. Now once you're done with this, you could be done. If you don't mind the back looking like it does, you can be done. If you want to clean it up a little bit, just cut yourself a piece of fabric that's a little bit larger than the back, and all you're going to do is fold under all of the raw edges and either glue or staple them in place, and that'll give you kind of a nice clean backing for your finished pin board. And when you're done, here's a look at the final product. A really great, cute idea for a gift to give to a friend, or you can use it for your home, put it in your kitchen, put it in your office, and pins will stick into it just perfectly. And that's all for this week's Chic on the Cheap. Join me right back here next week for great money-saving ideas that will make you look good.